back to just between us. I just thought maybe like I could do like those videos where people just eat, but I'd just be drinking.
This sounds like ASMR. Kind of sounds like ASMR. Why have we never done it?
So this week, I thought we could dive into if we're still competitive with each other. Because we used to be incredibly competitive with each other.
What a stupid waste of time.
I know.
What young idiocy.
But also, like, I try to be like, well, we were young.
I know. I was so wrong about everything. Like, all my behavior was bad. Like, what the fuck?
I know. We both were messes.
Like, what the... I mean, not that I'm not a mess right now, but, like, at least I don't know. I'm like, I'm not a mess. A year ago, I got unengaged. It's fine.
Yeah, mine was 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really looking forward to my 40s when things will settle down, question mark? It's just dumb. I don't know why we did it. I regret it. I hate it. It's very stupid.
So you don't feel competitive towards me at all anymore?
No. Well, I was thinking about, because you've had a couple of like really nice things happen. And like, can I say what they are?
Yeah.
You have like 3 books sold, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man. And mostly my thought was, I wish I had money. So that has nothing to do with you. And 2, I was like, in 2019, I had 3 books come out. So it's not like this isn't something I've also achieved. It's just like seeing it, you know what I mean? Like, it would have been so easy for me to spiral. But I was like, no, this is fine. Like, what is my actual problem? My actual problem is I want money. And then I feel like everything else is sort of like realizing that, like, yeah, things happen for each of us in different times and like different ways and stuff. It's not like I can sit there, and go, oh, I've never had, whatever. Like, I don't know if I'm explaining it right. Like, where it's like things happen to different people at different times. Like, yeah. It's not like, and anything happening is not taking away from anything I'm doing,
Yeah, I definitely, when you and Melissa first told me that you guys were working on a movie together, I think I had a little like FOMO.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, because like I've been feeling like I'm missing production, like I'm missing like making like stuff, like being on set, and like it's just been like a lot of writing for me for like the last few years,
pretty
rather
lonely.
than like than like producing, and so I was definitely like, oh, but then I had to like do the same thing where I was like, but I'm working on other things, and like
you're like slammed right now.
Yeah, like I'm honestly so busy. It's really scary.
Like pretty slammed.
I'm on 2 book deadlines.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I literally canceled our trip to Mexico because I have to do work.
Because you're working, right? Yeah. So like, it's whatever comes at you.
And I think it's that same thing where it's like, yeah, but like maybe at some point I'll make an indie movie, or like your movie will do great and the next one like we'll do together or something that. Yeah. But like, whereas before it would have been like, oh, I have to make my own indie movie right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of doing what I feel like makes sense for me, which who knows how it will turn out or what it is. But like, I don't know. I have seen, not just competitive with you, but like sometimes that shows you what you want to be doing, right? Like when I was at all those festivals with Grinder Baby, or when I was like, going to see movies and festivals and stuff and seeing other trans films, right? I was like, I want to go up on stage and talk about my movie. I want to be like behind the scenes, like planning shots and stuff. Like and so it's like, oh, well, you can kind of just sit there and be pissed about it, or you can like start to do it. Like at some point the person had to start to do it. Like you had to like start to write your book proposal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you can't just be like, well, why do other people have books? Like,
it is annoying though that once you sell the proposal, they want you to write the whole thing.
Yeah, as it turns out.
Yeah, and that's the part's annoying.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. I mean, I'm so like, the amount of people that try to do the things that we've done that haven't done them, I'm like so grateful that I've like had these opportunities. And maybe that's like getting older and feeling like less like, oh my God, I have to do a million things. Really, my only problem is I need money for myself and also for my film. So if you would like to donate to the film, the link will be in the bio, but or the link will be in the description. Oh my God, how millennial. And I was like, link in bio. Oh my God.
I will say, like, when I first heard that you were doing a podcast with somebody else,
Oh, River?
Yeah, I was like,
really?
well, for like a hot second. But that's the whole thing is it's like everything is like not about not having a reaction. It's just like the intensity of the reaction and how long it lasts. So
But
for
you know
a
what?
second, I was like, oh my God, what if that podcast takes off and that's like so much more successful than JBU ever was?
Oh my God.
I didn't want you not to do it, but like there's definitely that
Well,
thought.
one thing that I've noticed is that the both of the things that you were jealous of seems like you just want to hang out with me.
I know.
See, it doesn't really see. It seems like it's not like stuff where you're like, I wish I had that instead. Really seems like you a little ownership, a little jealous, a little FOMO.
I don't know. You have a different podcast. You have a different co-host. I'm your co-host.
Oh my God. But I think like also in the past we would have like I think there was a period of time where we were so determined to differentiate that then we weren't like working with each other in ways that like we could have. Like so it was like you were asking me about the movie and I was like there's a ton of voiceover parts that I'm going to need people for. And I was like, well, you're on the list of them. And I think if I remember correctly you were like, really? And I was like, what? Yeah, like because I think you felt like me and Melissa were gonna just like leave you out.
Well, I thought it was like your thing. I don't know,
but that's crazy. Like, think about how that's stupid. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I didn't know. I also haven't read the script, so I didn't know that there were parts other than like the main parts.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, I just think also it was like the idea that like, well, we can't be involved in each other's stuff outside of JBU because people will just like never differentiate us.
We've both created totally separate brands.
Yeah.
So I think actually that was the thing that really helped me was like, because you had Bad with Money before I had Emotional Support Lady.
Right.
And so for a long time, it was like I was just doing JBU stuff and then you had this whole other thing. But then now it's like we both do JBU stuff. You have Bad with Money and I have Emotional Support Lady. And so it just like feels like more even.
Yeah. But then why does it have to be even?
Well, because it felt like you know, because it's just scary. It's scary to only have like one thing.
Very
scary. In this industry, it's like you really have to diversify. And so also like it was like a lot of times like me spending more time on JBU, which allowed you to have time for Bad with Money.
Yeah.
And so now I feel like JBU is more even, and so we each have time for other things.
Yeah. P.S. Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/justbetweenus.
But I think it's like impossible not to like ever get like little flare up, like not with you necessarily, but like with other people and like seeing what they're doing. But I think a big thing that I've learned is that everyone oversells what they're doing.
100%. Hello, that's my whole thing.
Like a lot of times I'll be like, oh my God, they did that. And then you ask a couple questions and it's not at all what they made it seem like.
Mama, the amount of time I'm a nutcase. The amount of times that someone will post like I'm making a film and then I scour to see if it's a feature or a short.
Oh yeah.
Like a lunatic.
Where it's like, yeah, I'm directing this TV pilot. It's like, oh, but is it picked up anywhere? Or is it on spec? Or is it like
I used to lose my mind because people don't understand the industry. I would lose my fucking mind when I would see these articles that were like so and so in development with blank. And I'd be like, that doesn't mean anything. What are you talking? That doesn't mean anything. I could be in development with anyone.
I'm in development with you right now.
Right, exactly. What does that fucking mean? That's why this industry is terrible, because it's just built on lies. Has anyone ever written anything about how Hollywood is full of lies? We should get on that.